may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Lide versus Ellis.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Ms. Lide, you say that for 26 years you have known only one man, the defendant, Mr. Ellis, to be your biological father. And you're devastated that he is claiming you're not his.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ellis, you say that Ms. Lide's mother was unfaithful during your 7-year relationship and that you are certain you are not Ms. Lide's biological father. You are here to prove that in court and to clear your name.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Lide, how was your relationship with Mr. Ellis growing up?
I didn't really have a relationship with Mr. Ellis growing up. It was just me and my mom. I've been in and out of group homes, foster homes. No male role model in my life. It's been hard. I had a long, hard life growing up.
When you hear her talk about her life without you, the man she believes is her biological father, how does that make you feel?
I feel for her and all, but I'm not her father. I mean, her mother, she disappears weeks at a time, out there partying. I mean, look bright as she is. I mean, I ain't no doctor or nothing, but I'm pretty sure two people this color ain't gonna make no baby this bright-skinned. I mean, she was practically white.
I don't feel like that's correct because my son was white with black hair and blue eyes. And I'm not white. I don't have blue eyes.
Mr. Ellis, you know that babies come in all shapes, sizes, and shades of color, especially African-American children.
Yes, Your Honor. But like I said, she was out there partying, disappearing for weeks at a time.
That's the doubt I want to hear about. That's what I want to understand.
With no money. How's she doing all this partying, disappearing for weeks at a time with no money?
And so you're saying you were in a relationship with her mother?
Yes, I was.
And it was a sexual relationship?
Yes, it was.
And it was a sexual relationship where you did not use protection?
Yes, Your Honor.
However, what you're saying is her mother also was having sex and intimate relationships with other men during that time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what proof do you have of that? Do you recall?
The only proof I have is by her disappearing weeks at a time, Your Honor. That's why I called the courts, so she can really find her true father, and quit blaming it on me.
My mom has never, ever lied to me. Even
right.
when things got bad, when they got worse, my mom has never lied to me. I'm not.
But when I was away, your mother sick child support on me. They did the DNA test. I gave her the papers. They garnished my check.
Mr. Ellis, explain that. You had a DNA test already.
Yes.
Explain.
When I was away, her mother called child support on me. They came and took the DNA test.
You got the results back?
I got the results back. It was 99.9 that I wasn't the father. So I showed her the paperwork.
So wouldn't you want 99.9% that you were not
yes, it was something
the
like
father?
Something like that, yes, Your Honor.
So wouldn't you want to keep some kind of information or record so if I did grow up and I had questions,
No, I would not.
Hey,
I would not want to keep that kind of information. The only information I needed was I took that piece of paper down to child services, and they said I didn't have to pay child support no more. That was enough for me.
Did you ever hear that a DNA test was performed, Ms. Lide?
I heard from Mr. Ellis that there was a DNA test performed, and it was negative. Then I had, from my mom, there was a DNA test taken, and it was yes.
I'd like to hear from your mother. Please stand, ma'am.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Lide, you are Danielle's mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a DNA test performed?
It's on this DNA test got was from her through juvenile court, but they never show to court.
So
juvenile.
The bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yes.
What were the results?
They say in the court 99% yes.
That 99.9% that yes, he was Danielle's biological father.
Yes, that's
Thank you so much. That's what I wanted to know. You may be seated. Thank you, ma'am. So, Mr. Ellis?
Yes, Your Honor.
She says the test confirmed that you were Danielle's biological father. You say it said the exact opposite.
Yes, it did, Your Honor. And I took those same papers to child support, and they said I had to pay child support.
They said you have to or you did not have to?
And they said they garnished my check 3 times. They said, we're going to send that money back to you. It might take 3 to 4 weeks, take about a month, but I got it back, Your Honor.
So they garnished
Ask me a
check
question.
Twice, or
have
they
you
garnished
ever,
your check 3 times?
What difference does it make? Have you ever received child support?
Because you told me twice.
Have you ever received child support? No, you haven't.
As a child, Miss Lide, growing up, you don't know anything about that.
No, Your Honor.
Were you told as a child that this man was your father, but he does not acknowledge you or he does not want anything to do with you?
Yes.
That's what you were told.
Yes.
But in your understanding as a child, that's still my father. That's who people are saying is my biological father.
Yes, and I want to know who he is and how he operates.
That's because your mother keep putting those terrible
Did
things.
you make an attempt to get to know his family at all?
Yes, I talked to a couple of my family members on his side.
And what was their response? Did they open their arms to you?
Regardless of anything, I'm still their family. I look like them. I don't look like most of the people on my mom's side of the family, so I know there has to be some kind of connection.
And why do you feel in your heart that this man is denying you?
People do things in life that is unexplainable. Me, I look at myself and I love myself. I look at myself in the mirror every day and I appreciate myself. So if another human being on this earth don't want to accept me for who I am, that's not going to stop me from loving me for who I am.
Mrs. Lide, it's not that I'm not trying to accept you for who you are. I think you're a beautiful person. Your mother should have told you and quit lying to you. You deserve the truth.
I do deserve the truth.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell.
I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling really mad.
And you have the right to be.
What are you feeling?
I feel like, because me, I'm a mom. And I feel like if you are old enough to, like, what you guys went through was not my fault. And you guys should never have involved me in anything that you guys were going through. I will never put my kids through that, ever. You guys should have settled this the right way, the appropriate way, not wait for it to see the outcome of it. This is the outcome of it.
And you're right, and that's why for years I've been telling your mama to quit lying to you and tell you the truth about who your father is, so you find your real father.
I feel like
that's
I
why I
deserve
called
the
the
truth.
courts.
I deserve
That's
to know
why I
what's
called the
going
courts.
on.
Because you deserve the truth.
In your court papers, Ms. Lide, you said that you made difficult and unfortunate choices with men because of this absence of a father figure, the relationship with your father.
I feel like if I had a male role model, then, you know, I wouldn't have to go out there and experience things I experienced looking for love in a man. Like, I should have had that firm man connection bond to where I know what to look in a man. So I feel like I was robbed of that also.
And you would have had it.
Daughter, father, daughter
And
dances.
you would have had it.
Being with
If I
Let her
dad,
speak.
being with your dad, father, daughter dances, you know, just having that role model I can call on when I'm going through something, or just the extra shoulder and support to cry on.
So when your friends and everyone's going to a father-daughter dance, where are you?
Me, I wasn't in school. I just did what I wanted to do. And then I went on the run when I was 16, because I've been in and out of juvenile hall. And I got pregnant with my first son. And that's what made me realize, hey, you know, I got to change my life. I'm going to end up, you know, away or dead. And so I feel like I had to teach myself how to love myself and, you know, change myself.
That's a smart thing to do. That's what smart young women do. I'd like to hear from your witness. Can you please stand, ma'am?
Hi, Your Honor.
Hello, ma'am. Thank you for joining us today. Why are you convinced that your son isn't Miss Lide's biological father?
When I first saw the baby at a month old, she looked 4 months old. And from what I had heard from my son, her father's a great big man. What I heard from my neighbor, she has a little brother that she and the little brother were like twins. And the grandmother, Miss Lide Sr.'s mother, brought the baby over in the house behind mine every day for a week and said, this is her brother. I want her to know her.
Ms. Ellis, what I want to understand is, at the point you see this DNA test result,
I never saw a DNA.
you didn't see it.
No, ma'am. He told me.
So you're just going off of physical attributes when you say this is not your grandchild. How
You
she
ain't
looks.
nothing but a baby, Your Honor. I've got 11 children. Every one of mine is older than you, and I know mine. Ask any older woman in here, and she can tell you she know all hers when they come.
So what you're saying is she did not possess the physical characteristics of any child that had ever been born in your family.
That's right.
So, Your
I'm the
Honor,
oldest of
basically, she
12.
just already built the hate in her heart for me from the day I was born. Like
How? I
every
didn't even know your mom was
situation,
pregnant with you.
every situation I have seen her, it's been trouble. Like, I've seen her on a trolley when I was 10. I don't know if you remember.
You were
know,
16.
I was 10. I saw her on a trolley where we used to live at, and I approached her, and I want to introduce myself like, I'm Mr. Ellis's daughter. She told me, get on my face or I will smack you.
What? Miss Ellis, do you remember this incident on the trolley?
She's lying. This little girl slid up, teenager. She said, hi. I said, hello. Do you know me? I said, no. Should I? I'm your granddaughter. I said, no, you're not. I said, I know who her daddy is, and you're not gonna put that on my
Your Honor,
son.
I have
And
been
they're
in
both
group
lying
homes
about
and
me
foster
going.
homes.
But
Going around
Miss
making
Ellis, let
stories.
me ask you this. You know somebody's telling her this, right? I mean, she's just
know.
not making this up.
her mama's telling her that.
But you say you feel like definitively she's not my grandchild.
Your Honor, I feel sorry for this child. I've told him this, and I've told my whole family this.
I don't
feel
need
sorry
anybody
for
to
her
feel sorry for me
because
at
she's
all.
looking
Because at the
for
end of the
love,
day,
but
I'm
I
blessed.
can't give
I
what
just
is
want to
not
know the
mine.
truth.
But the DNA test told it already.
Let
told
it
the
go.
truth.
Let it go. She's
Well,
lying still.
I haven't saw anything yet.
You have to understand, Mr. Ellis, her point is she's been told her whole life you are her biological father. You say you had proof that she was not, but she hasn't seen the proof.
I
why I
want to
called-
see with my own
That's
eyes.
why I called the courts.
That's
Ear.
why we're here. Because at the end of the day, Mr. Ellis, you're saying that she's 99.9% not your biological daughter. And Ms. Lide, you're saying he's 99.9% your father. And that's where the mystery is.
Because I'm 99.99% lost and confused.
Good.
And I understand where you're coming from, baby. And at 26 years old, you shouldn't have to be going through this.
Exactly.
Now, because of this confusion, I wanted to get a little bit more information about the law in your home state. So I've called upon an attorney to talk to me about how you got results that say you not the father. And if in fact it was determined that you were her biological father, then I'm wondering why in the world didn't the state order child support and why didn't she ever get it? This is why this is all such a mystery. So I want to call upon an attorney in your home state, Kelly Chang Rickard. She's a certified family law expert. Hi, Ms. Rickard.
Hi, Judge Lauren Lake. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us today. We have a paternity mystery here. She's been told there was previous testing that indicated that Mr. Ellis was her biological father. And yet, Mr. Ellis has testified that he received the paperwork after the DNA testing, but it said that he was not Ms. Lide's biological father.
As a family attorney for the last 17 years, stranger things have happened in family court.
And then the other part of this mystery is, how would he get off the hook if there is a result that is a positive result? Surely the state is going to try to locate the father and obtain child support, right?
Absolutely. Child support is not for the mother to waive. So even if Mrs. Lide's mom said, we're on good terms, I'll waive it. You can't do that because the Department of Child Support Services is there and they're involved. And they're gonna enforce the order if, in fact, the father is the father and there's enough income to enforce this order. So yes, I think his story could be true, that they do sometimes garnish and refund if it was an error. And I have seen that happen several times. But like I said, Department of Child Support Services make a lot of mistakes.
We thank you so much for your time and for your expertise. We appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Well, family, this is a mystery because as our expert just testified, both sides could be true. Jerome, the envelope, please.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Lide versus Ellis, when it comes to 26-year-old Danielle Lide, it has been determined by this court. Do you want to watch Paternity Court on TV? Go to paternitycourt.tv to find your local listings. Mr. Ellis, you are the father.
Whoa!
I don't believe it.
I knew it. Yes. Boom. Ha.
Yeah.
Girl, give me
Hey,
five.
that's all. My mom ain't gonna lie to me.
We know it, baby.
Never, ever.
Holla.
All this tall, large
All the
cup of
whoop, whoop, whoop,
caramel.
whoop, whoop, that.
Yes.
I love you. I love you, make it flow shine out. It's okay. I don't know
I
about
know
the
I was being real. I know I wouldn't lie to you, baby. I already had it in my heart.
For once and for all. Finally
Hey,
saw.
I just like to apologize. I just went by with what the first DNA said. I can't take back the last 26 years that I went by from the first DNA test. I can only try to improve and more in her life and my grandkids' life.
This is beautiful
That
because
really is.
at the end of the day, Miss Lide, this was about you, sweetie. You've had a tough road. Even in this moment, you just had to be honest and say, I'm 99% lost. I don't know about the rest. And that was honest and that was real. Grandma,
Yes, ma'am.
you said that wasn't one of yours, but it is.
No, it's not.
It is. The DNA has spoken. You don't believe the DNA testing.
Not that one, no.
Well, Ms. Ellis, I'll say this. The DNA has spoken.
Okay.
And that is your granddaughter. You're a beautiful young girl.
Thank you.
And I love when you said that I taught myself how to love myself. And you're worth that love. I want you to know that.
Thank you.
And that's why we're here every day. We have counseling and resources for you all right? I wish you all the very best of luck. Court is adjourned.